What's going on, everybody? LK here, and wow, is it me playing the game on my own YouTube channel? That shit is crazy. So Baiken actually dropped while I was away. So if you notice like weird audio stuff the past couple of days, it's definitely because I was not home, but I still wanted to get stuff up for y'all. So I've been grinding her phrasing, but I've been playing a lot of Baiken since she dropped. I want to just talk about my impressions from playing her. The day one overview and impressions is really like always from, messing around for training mode, getting a feel for her normals and stuff. But always really a good way to see how they feel too is by actually playing matches. So I went straight to the tower and I played a ton of games that came back. I think I already have like more than 150 matches in like 2 days or something. I've been playing her a ton. So if you don't want to watch the whole thing, I'll start with impressions. Outlook, good. She feels strong. She's pretty easy to play. I think she's like the easiest DLC character to pick up. Gold Lewis was easy to pick up, but it was definitely weird for like the first day. Jacko, I didn't even fucking try, I'm not gonna lie. And Happy Chaos was definitely weird, especially because he's changed so much since he came out, as people found out new ways to use steady aim, new ways to control space, how to convert off everything, things like that. Where Baiken is like, she's a combination of, honestly, despite the doomer feel, like she's pretty close to what I remember. I didn't play her, of course, but I have played Exerd, right? I play every version of Exerd. She came out in like Rev 2, so I'm kind of familiar with her moveset and how people use stuff. Now, I thought she'd actually have problems against fast characters, but I don't think it's like so bad, actually. I think her screen control is pretty good. Overall, her conversion ability is pretty decent. Her pressure is good. Her mix is amazing. The main downsides to playing her is that she herself is not that fast. She melts. She isn't really good at taking damage, right? Those are probably like the big two. And I think her anti-air is not that great. Of course, also we have to start it from L. You already know. So of course, next, everyone's favorite mirror, the Baiken mirror. Of course, I played this a ton. I personally have a problem with mirrors where I think people will pick things the way I pick them. So at the beginning of playing like a new character, I always have problems with mirrors. This mirror is actually pretty annoying. A lot of people are kind of wilding out with her, but she does have the moves to do it. Her slash buttons, if you don't know what buttons to press, you probably should press some slash button. Her 2S and far slash are really good. Her JS is also incredible. I personally found it hard to anti-air Baiken's IDJS, and if she gets it off, she either gets a combo no matter what, or she's just like heavily advantageous. So it's a really strong situation. I actually don't know yet how am I going to approach like looking for the character's approach yet necessarily. The thing is though, you definitely have to establish that you're not going to just run at them is kind of how I felt. You can definitely see it reflect in my play, and I'll probably get like another match versus Baiken so you can see what I mean, where I feel like a lot of people are playing her pretty aggressive, and you could definitely do that before. I feel like you can kind of do that now, but I don't know. I just feel like the way her normals are, if you like control space first before pulling up, you have like a really big advantage. Now, one other thing I really like about her is that, at a glance anyway, she doesn't even really have any moves that are like super vulnerable as far as hitboxes and hurtboxes, right? So there's some characters that have like moves that are pretty good hitboxes, but like they're pretty vulnerable as far as hurtboxes. If you've ever seen like Kai's jump S, for example, or jump H, you would know what I mean. Like technically you could hit these moves, but like they just have like not a lot of space. Like really, you really have to just 6P really early or meet it like air versus air or something like that. And I feel like a lot of her buttons that you use often have that, which is really good. This version, Kabaddi is like a pretty important tool. It's disjoint, it travels really far. You get to play guessing games around with it. If you space it, like I think it's really strong. My homie here was mauling me because I like. There's always an issue I have when I play other characters. Millie is too good at jumping to escape, where like other characters are not so great. So, where with Millie I would just like hold up. With other characters, I'm like, like what do I actually like do, and it takes a little while. I have a pretty good impression of her pressure. So I remember there was talk going around on how her pressure was like not that great because of how you could deal with Tatami Gaishi. But as long as you pay attention to what attack level move you're using and you vary your pressure in a good way, I think you're mostly fine. Sweep is her sweep is like, let's say if we're playing just for a day, is like Millie tier. Like you gotta do something because it's like not very safe, unfortunately. And if you do it from space, then you're definitely in trouble. Now, I know you could cancel the verse hit. That's also a pretty good idea. But I guess over time, what you're gonna end up doing is like you're just not going to commit to the button so often because of the vulnerability of Tatami Gaishi and how like there's not enough time. Not that there's not enough time. You don't have a ton of blocks time to work with, so your special cancel options are just not great off sweep in general unless you're close. Because if you're close, at least you get the safe on blocks Tatami Gaishi, right? When you're spaced out like that, you get to like do so much more because you get to like threaten, vary your offense and things like that. So let's switch it up and see Millie versus Baiken, right? So in Exerd, I felt like Millie won this, but this was like a pretty annoying matchup because Baiken had better combo conversion ability. Remember that is crucial, a huge advantage in Guild Gear, how good you are at converting your combos. Baiken was very consistent at it in the last version, and she did a lot of damage. Air Tatami was better also for space control, so you have to be very careful, but if you hit her, you could run it really hard because Baiken's defensive options were never really good against Millie. In this version, I would still feel the same way. So if you use throw into H-Disc, it's a little bit tougher because she does have the parry against that. But if you use Capo's projectile, so you'll be fine here. So in this game, it feels okay. Besides, again, I just feel like it's really hard to see Baiken's IDJS. I don't really know why. I don't know if it's just I'm not used to spacing or whatever, but I felt like it was pretty tough to deal with. Her pressure though, like I got pretty sad while I was playing her because I was like, Yozan-sen is literally just God Bad Moon. Like, the old Bad Moon from the beta test you could cross up with. In this version, you can't do that, but you could do it with Baiken, Yozan-sen, and get a combo. It's instant speed, and you are heavily advantageous, and it's the stagger state like Ino's H-Stroke. There are definitely ways to make it safe. With BRC, it's really strong. Baiken herself does a lot of damage, so the combos off it do a lot of damage. But like Bad Moon, if you hit it, you just get soft down into nothing, where Baiken gets a fucking combo. Like, come on, son. I am crying that my girl needs buffs. Please. I don't ask for that much. Please. If Baiken can have it, then Millie can have it. You know what I'm saying? So to wrap it up, a match against Zato. I really tried to show like some varied matchups just so you can see what she's looking like. I know there are a bunch of other people playing her still because it's really early. This match I had a mixed feeling about because you know, Zato, his shadow is a projectile, so you can't parry it. But the ground Tatami just wrecks projectiles. So I was thinking that ground Tatami would probably be the one to use against heavy zoning characters or projectiles. I had a friend tell me that he had a lot of not a lot of problems, but just felt like Leo was good against Baiken because of fireball stuff. And I'm like, oh, you could just stomp that out of existence. I felt the same about versus Kai too. You could just stomp it out of existence, get a little meter as well. Zato with his weak defense too, like once you get in and like she can hit drill from like really far away too. I have a decent impression of it so far. If you remember the match when I was thinking about the video, I mean, when I was thinking about what characters should I play as an alt, I had Baiken there. So I'm gonna start filling that out with my thoughts on matchups pretty early, and I'm gonna see how I feel after a couple of weeks. This person, unfortunately, only played me one game. I don't know if he had to go to the bathroom or whatever, but we did not play an extended set. So I'm going to be, when I'm in the tower, I'm generally just going to be playing people. Just playing people, seeing how I feel, trying to get as much matchup experience against the varied characters as possible. Besides that, though, when I play Millie, I'm going to try to play Millie versus the characters I'm trying to play her against, and Axel against a couple of characters I'm trying to play him against as well, to see as we move on. Her throw is insanity, though. I think next up is going to be just really, I got to just get my stuff cleaner. But since she's, like, honestly pretty similar, to me anyway, to her previous version, it's been pretty simple to figure out how to, like, use her moves. Again, they must understand how popular she is, so they made her pretty easy to pick up in comparison to the other DLC characters. Alright, but that's it for today's video. So I'm going to be playing Baiken quite a bit. I'm going to be streaming a lot more later this week. Of course, I've been away, so I've just been catching up the past couple of days. And now that I'm like basically settled, that should be good for streaming. I really want to get a beginner Baiken guide in like the next week or so for y'all. As usual, if you guys have any questions or comments, definitely feel free to leave them in the comment section below. Like and subscribe if you guys feel like it. And I'll see y'all next time. Peace out.